Hey everyone, it's Dr. Bob coming to you with this week's Bobcast. I'm recording this week's video because I attempted a few times to do a live on Facebook and there were some technical issues where there was no sound. So until we can get that figured out and sorted out, we're going to do a recording of this week's Bobcast, and then between now and next Monday, we'll figure out what's going on with Facebook. So the title of this week's Bobcast, again, we're back. We're going to start with the fundamentals and the basics, and then we're going to work our way through. The title of this week's Bobcast is What Do You Want? What do you really want in your life? Do you even know? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want as far as health goes? What do you want as far as your job or business goes? How much money do you want to make? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience? Where do you want to go? Most people have no idea. They simply wake up in the morning like it's an accident, and they stumble through the day, hoping to get to the end of the day, wishing their day away, wishing their life away, because they have no idea what they really want in their life. So let me ask you again, what do you want? How do you want your relationships to look? How do you want your body and your health? What do you want that to look like? What do you want your bank account or your business or your job to look like? Where do you want to go? What do you want to experience in this life? Life is too precious and too short to waste. You've got to be specific about what you want in your life as well. I talked to someone a while back, and when I asked them what they wanted, their answer was, I want to make a lot of money. And I'm sorry to tell you, but that doesn't work. That's way too subjective. What's a lot of money to me might not be a lot of money to you, or vice versa. So what amount of money do you want to make? You've got to be specific about the things you want in your life. You've got to take some time and think about what you want in your life. I'm going to give you a quick example of something. If you've ever been on vacation, and I know most people have been on vacation or traveled a little bit, but most vacations have to be planned out far in advance, right? My officers, when I was working, they would have to come in about this time of year, about October or so. They would have to come in, and they would have to pick their vacation days for the coming year, right? You've got to figure out where you're going. When are you going? Make reservations with a lot of places, especially popular places like the beach or big attractions. You've got to make reservations the year before. You've got to figure out how you're going to get there. You've got to figure out how much money you're going to need. What attractions do you want to see? Where do you want to go? All of these things have to be planned out. Again, probably about a year in advance. People take a year of their life, they plan out their vacation, and they give no thought to the rest of the year. They plan a week or two of their life like it's the most important thing in the world. But those other 50 weeks or 51 weeks of the year, they have no clue. They wake up like it's an accident. They stumble through the day. They gripe and complain about what happens to them throughout the day. And then they do it all again tomorrow. And then they say things like, thank God it's Friday, or I'm working for the weekend, or I can't wait till vacation. Life is too precious and too short to wish away. You know, they talk about regrets, and they did a study in senior centers like, personal care homes, nursing homes, things on that line. And they asked folks what their biggest regrets were. And far and above, it wasn't even close, that the regrets that those people had were things that they didn't do, that they never tried, not the things that they did do. You may have done some dumb things. We all have. I know I have. Things that you're like, well, I wish I could have done that a little differently or done it better. But the things that we don't try, the things that so what are you going to do when you get to the end of your life and you didn't do anything except for work Monday through Friday, wishing the whole week away and then partying on the weekend? Don't live the same day for 70 years and call it a life. What do you want in your life? And again, you've got to be very specific about what you want in your life. I went back to school and got my doctorate, and I finished that when I was getting ready to turn 56. So, end of my 55th year. How many people do you know that would never have done that because they're too old, or they forgot how to study, or have been out of school way too long, right? We have all of these excuses on why we don't do anything. But the biggest reason is because we don't know what we want. So my suggestion is that what if you took that effort that you put into planning that vacation for next year? What if you took that same amount of effort and put it into designing the next year of your life? What do you think your life would look like in a year? What will you have experienced? What will you have learned? What will you have accomplished? How much money would you have earned? Would you have that great relationship that you wish you had? You've got to create a plan to get where you want to be. But none of that's possible if you don't know where that is. So what if you built a life that you don't need a vacation from? What if you built yourself a life that you don't have to wish away? That you don't have to wish it was Friday. See, it's Monday today, and I'm excited and I love it because I'm alive. If you don't think that every day is important, try missing one. Okay? I got to spend time with my sweetheart. I got to work out. I got to do things that I wanted to do because I've worked and built things for myself to have the life I wanted. I wanted a peaceful, happy life. Guess what I have? A peaceful, happy life. But I knew what that meant to me. Because again, peaceful and happy, subjective. It could mean something different. But I knew exactly what a peaceful, happy life looked like to me. I knew that I wanted to have a little business to try and help my pension, right? I've got that. I knew that I wanted to get a doctorate. I've got amazing people in my life. My sweetheart, Amy. That woman is just amazing. My kids, Lauren and Chris and Kyle. My grandsons, Braden and Dalton. My brother, Bob, Dr. Bob. Okay, I've got all these amazing people in my life. I've got friends like my buddy Jeff Kostelnock, and Dr. Will Moffat, and Jeff Rowan and Rob Jubin, and all these great people in my life that keep me inspired. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was finishing up my doctorate, it was rough. And I'll never forget this. I was at Bob's office. Bob's dental practice is in the North Hills of Pittsburgh. And I was at his office. I was getting some work done. And I stood in the hallway when I was waiting for him to come back out. And I just looked at his diplomas and doctorate on the wall of his office. And I don't even know if I told him this, but I took a picture of that doctorate that's hanging on his wall. And I used that as inspiration for myself because I knew that I wanted that. I wanted to do something like that. I'm amazed and just I have so much respect for what he's accomplished, and I wanted to feel that way about myself. And so I had that inspiration because I knew what I wanted. So what do you want in your life? What do you want it to look like? And let me ask you another question. Even if you have kind of an idea, do you think it's ever going to look like that if you don't get specific, if you don't develop a plan to get there? You know, if you typed into your GPS, someplace to eat, your GPS might come up with some suggestions about 30 different restaurants. because you've got to be specific. But if you type in a specific restaurant that you want to go to, guess what that GPS is going to do? That GPS is going to tell you where it's at, what time it opens, what time it closes. It's going to give you the phone number. There may be some testimonials on there from past customers. It's even going to be able to give you a map on how to get there from wherever you are, right? And the reason is because you're specific with where you want to go. It's the same thing with your life. You've got to know where you want to go. You've got to know what you want it to look like. And when you figure that out and start to have a little bit of a plan, subconsciously, now I think God, but others that don't believe in God can think the universe will conspire to get you where you want to be, because you're going to stop hanging out with people that destroy you, that don't get you where you want to be, and you'll start being around people that get you where you want to be. You'll start doing things to get you closer and closer and closer to that life or that goal that you want. But if you have no idea what it is you want, what you want your what you want your life to look like, you're never going to get anywhere. You know, I have people too that'll say, well, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? And I can't promise you that it will work, but I can promise you that if you never try, you're guaranteed to fail. So again, ask yourself, what do you want in your life? What do you want it to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want your business or your job to look like? What do you want your health to look like? What do you want? Do you have a bucket list? Do you have things that you want to achieve or accomplish or experience or learn before it's too late? I know a lot of people that don't even do that. I got a buddy, Rob. He's going to be doing he's going to hike the Appalachian Trail. Wow. Like 6 months of hiking. But it's something that he wants to accomplish and wants to achieve. And damn it, he's going to go for it. And I've got tons of respect for that, man. I admire that. That's awesome. Go do it. My girlfriend and I we've been skydiving. Okay. It's something I wanted to experience. And I did it. What are you going to regret not having done when you're at the end of your life? You can't live the same day over and over for 70 years and call it a life. Now, if you're happy that way, God bless you and good luck. You're in the wrong place, because this is meant for people who want to make changes and want to improve their life. I've done nothing but grow and reinvent myself time and time again until I got where I wanted to be. And you need to do the same thing, but you need to know where it is you want to be before you can get there. So I'm going to cut it off. I'm at about 14 minutes here. I get it. I ramble, but this is very important. So tonight's Bobcast's question is, what do you want? What do you really want in your life? Do you even know what it is? How do you want your life to look? How do you want your relationships to look? How do you want your body and your health to look? What do you want your job or business to look like? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience? Where do you want to go? Stop waking up in the morning like it's an accident and just going through the day, going through the motions, wishing it was Friday, wishing it was the weekend, wishing it was vacation time. Take some of that same effort that you would put into planning that vacation for next year and plan the other 51 weeks of your life. Stop just stumbling through life and getting upset and complaining about life not being what you want it to be when you don't even know what the hell you want it to be. And you're not even going for it. What are you doing? Why are you wasting your life like that? Figure out what it is you want in your life. Figure out what you want it to look like, and damn it, go for it now, because life is too short and life is too precious to waste it. Stop wasting every day wishing over the weekend, wishing it were next year, wishing it were vacation time, going into the same job that you hate. Do something about it, damn it. But first of all, you've got to figure out what it is you want, and you've got to be very, very specific about what it is you want. Now, next week, we're going to go into even one more important point about creating that life that you want so that you can start living your life by design instead of by default. I want you to be able to reach out to me. There are 6 different ways from Sunday that you can reach me. Excuse me. On YouTube, my YouTube channel is Dr. Bob /Best Life 101. I have tons of videos that I've recorded over the years on there. Some of them will be repeats because we started things back up. But you can go on there and watch some of those videos. This one will be posted on there as well. Excuse me. You can follow me on Twitter, Dr. Bob, @buff_monkey. You can follow me on Instagram, Dr. Bob Norman Jr. You can go on to Facebook and go to my Bob Norman Jr. page, or follow me there, join that, or join my Best Life 101 page on Facebook. Okay. I post tons of inspirational and motivational things. I'll talk a lot about health and wellness. Being a naturopathic doctor, I do a lot of natural wellness with people. Of course, anybody that knows me knows that CBD is about 90% of my practice. It's amazing. But I have a complete online dispensary, and I also do some coaching. And I always do the first consult is always complimentary. I do them virtually, so you can be anywhere. You don't have to meet up with me. We do them right here on Zoom, on a Zoom platform. And the first one's always complimentary because I want to see if we're fit to work together, if I can help you get where you want to be. And if you have that commitment that I need to see in someone, if I'm going to spend my time working with them. So the first visit is always complimentary. We can figure out what you want, what you're looking to do, and see if we're fit to work together. And if we are, I'd be happy. I'd be honored and I'd be humbled to help you get where you want to be in this life. Reach out to me if you have topic suggestions. Like I said, next week is going to be the second part of this. But in the meantime, between now and next Monday, please take a little time and figure out what you want your life, I keep saying what you want your life to look like. Be very specific about what you want in your life. And if you continue on here with me, I promise you, you're going to make great strides in that direction. Have a great rest of your evening and a great week. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday on Bobcast. Good night.